Hi, everybody. It is Susie with But First Coffee. I really need some coffee about now, but I'm not going to drink any because after I get this done, I'm hoping I can go to sleep. Um, as many of you know, I did number 16 of 28 radiation treatments today for breast cancer, and it's kicking my butt. I've missed a day or two, I think, day and a half of posting videos. You guys have been amazing checking in with me and telling me just take some time, take care of you, everything. But I'm not real good at taking care of me. What I'm the best at is taking care of you. Well, trying. I'm not going to say I'm good at actually doing it, but I'm good at trying. And I'm going to not stop that because it's one of the qualities of me that I actually like. There's a lot of stuff about me that I don't like, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff about me that a lot of people don't like. I know that for a fact. And in fact, I had a coffin shaped sign telling me to rest in peace across from my office while I fought my first round of breast cancer 12 years ago. So I'm no newbie when it comes to haters. And I'm sure that this one's going to get me some. And I don't care. I don't care. I've lived my life doing what I think is right. And I think this is right. And so I'm going to do it. And I'm going to try to hold it together and not overdo it. But I'm going to do it. And then maybe I can sleep because I've been home for hours from radiation and I can't sleep. All I can do is think. I'm pissed off and I'm I don't know, pissed off. Yeah. I'm frustrated. I am frustrated. So anyway, I made myself some notes because as you all know, when I get frustrated and with my chemo brain and radiation fog and everything else, I don't always have the best time of keeping my thoughts together. And honestly, my notes are a jumbled up mess. So please just bear with me. And maybe you can pick through this and put this jigsaw puzzle of a video back together. I don't know. I pray it's good. If not, I might not even post it, or I might make several attempts at it. That's why I'm doing a video and not a live. And I'm a mess. So, first of all, I'm going to break a couple of my own rules. Things that I told myself you're not going to do this. One is don't speak if you don't know all the facts, or damn near. I don't know if everybody or if anybody can ever know all the facts, but I I owned a newspaper. My husband and I did, and I was big on you do not write a story that you can't back up. I would have two or three people, myself and at least two others, recording every uh, city, county, whatever meeting that I went to, so that when people came at me because they don't like to be called out, I could say, well, I've got the videotape, or I've got the not videotape. Well, sometimes I had videotape, but because I was known for bringing my camera too. I was kind of a pain in the ass, y'all. And I've really kind of liked stepping away from that role. But I'm going to step back into that role. Just, I can't find my fingers on the deal. Just this much. So that's one of the rules that I'm going to break, is I'm not going to know all the facts, but I'm going to know enough that I think that I can make an informed comment, an informed opinion about something, which I'm sure if the thumbnail actually posted this time, then you know what it's about. Second rule, I don't generally toot my own horn. Yeah, I know. Mike Rinder said that too, and then continued to toot his own horn through several pages of of how great he was or he is and all the things that he's done. And did I say Mike Rinder? I meant Mark Headley. Not sure who I said. I meant Mark Headley. So I'm not going to edit this either. If I said the wrong name, I meant Mark Headley. But when we had the newspaper, won multiple, I got a wall full, state and national awards for my journalism, for fighting for the underdog, for fighting corruption, for my editorials where I stated my opinion. There's a lot, and I'm proud of it. But I very, very rarely say, "Oh, I am an award-winning journalist." It just seems ridiculous to me. Kind of like Mike Rinder saying that girl that nobody's ever heard of is a social media, like, whatever it was he said, that, God, my brain, but that she's a know-it-all of social media. She knows everything about it and everything, and yet she clearly knows very little, very little. But anyway, again, I'm going headstrong with this without having all of the information. And I've just tooted my own horn. And why did I toot my own horn? Because I want you to know that I do know a little bit about trying to stay neutral, trying to be fair, and trying to hear both sides, because I had to do that for years with the newspaper. And even whenever I had a strong opinion one way or the other, if it was an article, I had to learn to not go with my opinion. I had to learn to just state the facts and let the readers decide what the true story was. Now, if it was my opinion in an editorial, I could tell my opinion on it. The one thing I never did was base my opinion on anything but facts. Got me in trouble sometimes, even with friends, because sometimes the facts that led to my opinion didn't sit well with my friends. Certainly, a lot of times it didn't sit well with my enemies, especially the coffin sign building enemies. But anyway, all that to say, if you have not yet subscribed, please hit subscribe. I'm trying to get a few more subscribers. If I don't, oh well. I'm a little bitty channel, and I'm sure that the people that I'm going to have a little bit of a conflict about or with in this video, they're going to look at me and go, who is she? She's a nobody. You're right. I'm a nobody. But I'm a nobody with a voice, and I am a firm believer in every voice raises the volume. I'm going to put it on t-shirts, y'all. Whenever I get to where I can have merch, if I ever get to where I can have merch, I'm going to put that on a t-shirt and a coffee cup and bumper stickers, and I don't care what else. Every voice raises the volume. It's simple, but if you think about it, it's so true. So, okay, enough of all that. Please hit subscribe. Please hit like. Go ahead and hit the notification bell, because honestly, until I get through with radiation and get my strength back, I don't have a clue when I'm going to go live or anything else. And I'm generally going to go live. I'm not going to do very many actual videos. I'm doing this one in case I hate it and I can delete it and start again or not. But anyway, if you do that for me, I would sure appreciate it. Now I'm going to get started. I'm going to look at my notes. I want to like Denver. Oh, this thing is crazy. What's it doing? Y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know what it's doing. We'll see if that fixes it. It did that the other day to me too. I don't know. Anyway, I want to like Denver SteveO. He said a lot of stuff in his video that I just watched for the second time in the last, 12 hours or so. He said a lot of stuff that I totally agree with. absolutely totally agree with. Absolutely 100% totally agree with. Said a few things I absolutely totally 100% disagree with. And that's okay. I don't have to agree with everything. He certainly doesn't have to agree with everything I say. That's kind of what makes the world go round. I mean, if we were all exactly the same and all had the same opinion and all, it would be boring and just ick. But, you know, but I do want to like him and I'm going to give him a chance. I I don't know how much he'll like me or if he'll give me a chance because I mean, like I said, I'm a nobody. I don't have anything to offer him. I don't have a big following. I don't have, I don't know. But anyway, but I'll tell you something else someone I do like, and that's Marilyn Honig. I do like her. I think that Marilyn is one of the straightest, talking, kindest, most like bring everybody together person on YouTube that I've seen. And I watch a lot of YouTube because I went through a year of weekly chemo treatments. So I did a lot of sitting on my butt at my house, sick as a dog, watching videos. And that's how I got into this SPTV stuff, is watching those videos. And I actually came to like Maryland late to to the deal. I really was like, I was kind of late to the party or whatever. But anyway, I didn't see her. I don't know how, because I was all over the place looking at all kinds of SPTV creators and everything. And I'll tell you when I heard about her, honestly, was whenever Cricket and Reese started talking about the cruise. And no, I'm not going. I can't go this year. I'm kind of my doctors are kind of not wanting me to do that right now. And with we don't know what my treatment's going to be. I might be going back to chemo after radiation is over in a couple weeks. So we don't know. Or I don't know. They don't know. They won't know until after I get the scan. So anyway, that's a lot of it. And we talked about it. And I said, I would rather just say I'm not going and not get my hopes up than say I'm going and plan on it for months. And then all of a sudden the doctor says, oh, well, you've got to have this or that. So anyway, I am like really just going back and forth. I told you, I tend to be all over the place, y'all. Sorry. But anyway, so I watched Marilyn's video where SteveO, Denver SteveO, sorry, was in the chat and he was calling her toxic among other things and complaining because I'm paraphrasing. I'm not going to quote him because I didn't write it down and I watched it twice and I still didn't write it down. And I mean, that is like journalist 101 and I didn't do it. But basically, she's having a little tussle, if you will, with Mike Rinder and some of them. And so she's being toxic for not just like bending over and taking it for the team, basically, and letting Rinder and company just say whatever they want about her and all the other creators and the chatters and the lurkers and everyone else. I mean, nobody is safe from certain members, Mike Rinder and crew. Anyway, none of us are safe from their. I mean, I'm a nobody, and I'm just waiting until they say something about me. I'm gonna be like, oh well, maybe I'm not just such a nobody. Somebody took notice of me. Not really. I kind of hope he just leaves me alone. I'll stay a nobody, but if he wants to come at me, then bring it, because I'm not some little wallflower gonna sit and take it. And that's not what I'm saying Maryland is. I'm saying Maryland's got a whole lot more Southern and a whole lot more class than me, because she will sit there and try to be kind and generous and just say, you're not going to talk to me that way. And then she'll block people. And that's how she ought to do it. Me, I'm liable to say, you know, and a whole lot more. Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm just being me. I'm just being honest. That's what I would probably do if he comes after me. I mean, I'm going to have a lot to say, but it's going to be situational. I don't know what they would be saying yet, so I don't know what I would say. But I'd probably say something. It might take me a minute. I'm kind of like one of those that I sit there for a minute and I think, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to put up with this. And that's kind of how I feel about what I consider an attack on Marilyn. I think she's an easy target. You knew she wasn't going to come at you. You know, you didn't go after somebody that's going to come back and tell you where to stick it. You went after somebody that you knew was going to be nice, just like that. What's his name? Mitch Brixler or something, whatever. Brisker. Yeah. I don't know him either. Didn't care for what I saw. Both of you went after somebody that you knew was going to like try to have more class. Now, did you act like a total ass? Not really. I kind of thought it was like a passive aggressive attack, really. I mean, you were doing it, but trying to act like you weren't doing it at the same time. I mean, but to the point that she had to block you on several platforms, several different ways of getting in touch with her, just like she had to do with old Mitch. So what I want to know is, does it make you feel like a big man to like go after a woman? Like you knew you were going to go after her. She's doing her live. She's, minding her business. She's doing her live. She's talking to her people, her fans for a better, for lack of a better word. I mean, I am a fan. I don't mind it. I mean, if she wants to call me a fan, she can. I mean, we're subscribers. Okay. But I'm a fan. I'm turning into a super fan. But she knew where she was at. She was in her home, basically, minding her business, doing her show, and you came into it and you knew you were coming, knew what you were going to say. She is caught unaware and she's trying to figure out, how am I going to like keep this classy? I guess I shouldn't speak for her, but I mean, if I was Marilyn, okay. So if I was Marilyn and you did this to me, remember I'm Marilyn, not me, I would have done the same thing. I would have tried to stay classy. I would have tried to just like, put the flyer out really and not pour gasoline on it. If I was me, well, but yeah, I watched your video, SteveO, and I caught your subtle little jabs at Marilyn on there too. And I'm telling you, if I caught them, then the people that have been at this a while certainly caught it, and obviously caught it because there's been a lot of backlash for it. I mean, I haven't been around long. I mean, about a year, right at a year. I'm still very new. And it took me a while to even get to where I would say anything in the chat because, like I said in another video, I just didn't feel like that I had a right to have a voice because I'm a never in. But some of the other creators helped me to realize that, you know what? It doesn't matter. I have an opinion and I'm doing it from an educated point of view. I'm not just like spewing whatever, and jumping on couches or something. And, I'm coming at it with what I hope is a little bit of dignity and a little bit of knowledge and a whole lot of heart. My heart is in it. Okay. My heart is in this fight. What I want to know is, did you tell Mike Rinder the same things that you told Marilyn? Did you tell him that he's toxic? Did you tell him to, paraphrasing, like bend over and take it for the team? We're not supposed to be infighting, we got to just no matter what they do, you just work with them, just work with them. No, you don't. You don't have to just bend over and take it. You don't have to work with people that are doing everything they can to tear you down. You don't have to. You just don't. And that is not infighting. That's not infighting. That is self-preservation. That is preservation of the cause. That is showing that you're not afraid to stand up for yourself and that you're not afraid to stand up for the others either. The ones that are still in Scientology or the ones that are, trying to get out or the ones that did get out and need help, that you're not afraid to try to help them. This is what Render and his little cronies are supposed to be doing because they're the ones with the foundation. They're the ones that have, sworn an oath to try to help. Who are they helping? Calling people dogs and fleas and assholes. Assholes. That's lovely. Just freaking lovely. Where's that on the scale? Is that on the tone scale? I'm going to try to calm down because this is not how I want to do this. I watched your video and I need to look at my notes. You literally called the creators, the chatters, and even the lurkers toxic if they stand up for themselves or if they stand up for each other. Toxic for standing up for each other. How about calling Render toxic when every week or two he writes a blog that attacks somebody? Multiple somebodies generally. And people that like Miriam that he was supposed to be helping. People like Liz that he was supposed to be helping. People like Aaron that helped him and have helped multiple people. Spreading flat out lies. Lies. That's toxic. That's the infighting. What you're bitching about is people standing up for themselves and standing up for each other and saying, you know what? We're going to fight this fight and we're going to do it together. And if we have to push these people over here out of the way and tell them, grow up and then you can come back over here and you can fight with us, then that's what they're going to do. Because that's what you do. If you're on a football team or a basketball team or any freaking team, a freaking Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts, or I don't care what it is. If you're on any kind of a team and you act out and show your ass and you don't be a team player and you start going after people for no reason. I'm not talking about a defensive kind of deal or I'm talking about you start going after people. You start forgetting what you're there for. You kind of getting out of your lane. Okay? If you're on a team and you do that, what happens? Does the coach just say, oh, well, no, they don't. They sit your ass on the bench. I've played team sports before, not in high school. I was just burnt out of it by then, but I did in junior high up through, grade school and junior high. And if I had acted towards my team members in a way, I mean, you got to make the little jump over to how it would be if it was a team, a sports team. But anyway, if I had attacked my team members the way that Render and company have attacked the team members, I might have got sat on the bench once, maybe twice. But after that, my ass is gone. Turn in your jersey, turn in your equipment, go home. You're not on this team no more. And that's the fact. So you can use your football analogies all you want, but let's be real with it. Making up stories of, oh, this play was so great, that play was so great, that play was so great. Oh, damn. Those plays never happened. Well, duh. But this is the plays that did happen. We're talking about shit that happened and continues to happen. And you are one of the people that are, what are you doing? You are victim shaming. You're making it the victim's responsibility to just bend over and take it. Turn the other cheek and take it. Build bridges and, keep fighting the fight with the people that are fighting you and trying to tear you down. Keep on. Because if you don't, you're toxic and you need to just go away. You actually said that, SteveO, about creators, chatters, and lurkers. I mean, good Lord. I don't even, I'm honestly like speechless. I got a page full of notes over here and I'm still speechless. I can't figure out how to like say what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Like I said, I want to like you. I've heard funny things about you. I've heard good things about you. I'm friends with creators that have had nothing but, praise for you. And where's Denver SteveO? Where's Denver? Is he coming back? Where's Denver SteveO? I didn't know you. I mean, I'd seen you in a chat a few times or something, but I don't know you. I still don't know you. Probably never will. And if I do, it's probably going to be where you've, come at me and I'm going to be toxic and so I'm not going to like you and you're not going to like me. So I'm never going to probably know you, but it's a shame because I think we could be allies. But you're going to have to get over, like, calling people toxic. Victim shaming. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you held some of the victims in pretty great esteem on your video. What I found funny was that some of the victims that you bragged about, and I love them. Everyone that you spoke of, I shared your thoughts on them completely and more. I mean, I'm a lover, I I love these people. They don't know me, but I feel like I know them. And I care about them and I consider them family. And that's why I want to get more subscribers, y'all, is because I want to have a bigger voice because I believe that every voice raises the volume. But the bigger your voice, the higher the volume. And that's what I want. I don't care about money. I don't need it. My husband makes a damn good living. And if I get to where I can be monetized, will I? Yeah, I will. Sue me. Some people bitch over that when creators, get paid to create. But I create art. I'm an artist and I create art. And guess what? I get paid for it. I created a newspaper every week and I got paid for it. Did I need the money then? No, didn't. I didn't need it. In fact, some of the time it was a drain. I'd have been better off if I didn't have the newspaper. When I got cancer the second time is when we sold it because I couldn't do it anymore. And then, good Lord, if I'd have known it was coming a third time, then. Whew. But these people that you did brag on, they are also people that have spoke out against surrender, that have been the target of his bullying and of Mark Headley's bullying and Matt Pesch's bullying. But I mean, it kind of felt like you went through and you said, oh, well, I'm going to bitch about all these people. So I need to find a few that everybody loves that I wouldn't dare say anything about because, I'm going to get canceled. Well, I'm probably going to get canceled, but I don't care. I hate that damn word anyway. It's ridiculous. Political bullshit. But it felt like that you picked out some that you knew that you couldn't get away with mouthing. But I think you did wrong by picking on Marilyn. Because I'm telling you, Mama Bear, has a lot of cubs. And you poke the bear. And when you poke the bear, you also poke the cubs. And there's a point when the cubs revolt. I don't have a football analogy for that. I'm not really great at sports. I mean, I know enough to get by and cheer and, yay. But I don't know enough to make up analogies, other than I do know that if you shit on your team members, that you're going to get kicked off the team. And that's kind of what Render and them is doing. They're shitting on their team members, and they've kind of gotten kicked off the team. Can they come back? Yeah, if they straighten their shit up, next season. There's my football or basketball or baseball or whatever. My sports analogy. What is that one show? Sports ball. Girl don't know anything about sports. I know more than that. I know what balls go with what sports, but you telling everybody to shut up and bend over and take it is bullshit. It's not for the good of the team. It's victim shaming. It's gaslighting. It's wrong. It's mean. It's hateful. It's bullshit. The creators and chatters and even the lurkers who've spoken out against Render, and much more politely than I would have done, have done so because they were attacked. He's attacked all of them, as has Mark, as has Matt. They have a right to defend themselves. We all have you have a right to defend yourself. Mike and them have a right to defend themselves, but they can't create the drama. And then, somebody said something mean to me. Somebody is being mean to me. They think that I should step down from the Aftermath Foundation that is there to help the people that I'm calling names. How stupid is that? But instead of telling all of us to shut up, how about you tell Render to shut up? Tell him. Because if he shuts up, everybody else shuts up. People will move on and not be saying a word about him. Nothing. Not a word. A couple of weeks will go by. You don't even hear his name. It's peaceful as hell. And then what does he do? He writes a blog and he insults somebody. Or Mark Headley writes a blog. And yes, he insults people after he gets done tooting his own horn. And Matt Pesh, he insults people, but I said it before and I'll say it again. It didn't even make sense. The way he went about it was just like, I don't know. But tell them, yes, I'm looking at my notes because I'm so upset that I'm just like, tell them to shut up or go away. That's what you told all of us, to shut up or go away. After you say that you're very much for the never shut up movement, I'm for that, but I'm for never shut up. But shut up or go away. Tell them to shut up, not the ones that are actually fighting. Ask the Squirrel Squad who they think is behind them. Mike Render and them? Or the second gens and even us never ends. I guarantee you they're not going to say Render. Do you see any of them showing up on any of their pages? Anything about them in any of their blogs? No, because they're not supporting them. But you want everybody, except for the Squirrel Squad, and I love the Squirrel Squad. I love them. But you want everybody, except for them, to shut up. And I guess Render and his crew, because I don't hear you saying that. I don't hear it. If you are, you're going to have to speak a little louder, because I ain't hearing it. You don't get to tell people to shut up or go away just because you don't like their brand of fight. I'm sure you don't like mine. I don't care, but I'm sure you don't. I really couldn't figure out what your end game was. The only thing I could come up with is that I hear that there are 6 seats on the board of the Aftermath Foundation coming available. Maybe you're wanting one of those. I did hear you throw out, all your years of corporate stuff. So, I mean, there is that. You threw that out there. Is that what it is? You want a seat on the board? God help us. When you picked on Marilyn, you poked a bear. Actually, many bears. Many, M-A-N-Y, but also M-I-N-E or M-I-N-I. I can spell, really. Because all of her little cubs are pissed. I mean, she cares. It's personal for her. It's personal for a lot of us. I'm a never in, and I'm damn sure taking this personal. Marilyn might not always be perfect, but she's damn close, and she tries. She tries to bring everybody together and to be the voice of reason. In my opinion, you could learn a whole lot from her.